Everybody, and welcome to Scouting the League. It is Wednesday and a slight programming adjustment as all things football continue to happen across the country. Today, you get to hear from yours truly on decisions that are being made and perhaps how I can help. Tomorrow, Thursday, normally our long format day is Wednesday, but it'll be Thursday this week. Neil sits down with Juan Lozano, agent and attorney, to talk all things college football hiring. Could be some fireworks in this one, as it sounds like things in Happy Valley may not be the happiest right now. Can imagine our friend Jay Paterno over there is rolling up his sleeves as Penn State looks for their next head coach. But either way, make sure you set your reminders. Tune in for that one tomorrow. We'll get to decision making today. But before we do, make sure you head over, like, subscribe, and share this podcast wherever you are listening and watching, whether that's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or that video portion over on YouTube. Hit those buttons. Most importantly, share this one with a friend, continuing to see more and more viewers, more and more listeners come in interested in the scouting, the behind the scenes work, not just the clickbait, mock drafts, and all else that goes on some of the more major news sites. But again, what actually happens in the scouting world, get educated on what your team's doing, what's happening across the NFL and college football landscape. All of that can be done wherever you are listening and watching. Share it with a friend. That's what we want you to do. Make sure you also check out our partner, one of our great friends, Stuart Jenkins, over at bluemaca.com. The insoles that will improve performance as soon as you slide them into your shoes. That non-slip insole, again, scientifically proven to improve that performance. Plus, get that recovery insole or get that turf toe insole with that carbon fiber split toe plate that guys across from the NFL and MLB are wearing. Check out the archives to find that conversation with Stewart, and then head over to bluemaca.com. Use code SCOUTING20 to get your order. Make sure you check out thescoutingcommunity.com if you are a scout or an aspiring scout. All the resources for both of you there. If you're a scout, it is a scouts only community. You have to be an NFL scout to be a part of that one to get the resources, information, data that you need. And for aspiring scouts, make the decisions that you need to now into the future to make sure you are in a building. Don't just go out there and pay for a certificate that does absolutely nothing for you. Do the actual work, get to know the network and contacts that are there for you. So let's jump into it today on decision-making time. It is decision-making time for players to pick agents, for agents to invest in players, for players to choose where they're going to be training, for all-star games to pick players, and for players to choose which all-star game they're going to go to. On the other side, for the transfer portal, got to choose, am I going to jump in? Am I going to stay put? Am I going to go to the NFL draft? Decisions. Every situation is unique, comes with upside and downsides. No two situations are exactly the same. Life circumstances, playing history, everything that goes into it is unique to you. There are no guarantees. There's no guarantee if I jump into the portal, I'm going to end up on the right spot. There's no guarantee if I stay where I'm at, it's going to work out. There's no guarantee if I declare for the draft, it's all going to work out. There are no guarantees in life, and that is certainly the case in the football world. There is also no safe route. There are routes that maybe seem a bit more predictable, but that may not always be the best. There are times where, hey, risky may be a little bit better, that time to bet on yourself. But at the end of the day, it is going to come down to a lot of different factors, many that you can try and control, many that are outside of your control. There is no safe route. There is no safe bet. It is the game of football. It is wild. You never know where the bounce of the ball is going to go, and that happens on the field and off the field. There are times when you want to choose a big agent and a big agency, choose a major training ground, or go with the small guy, the new guy, the person that has maybe messaged you first. It is time to choose speed first in training, maybe technique first, maybe agility first. Again, our friend Tony Villani talks about the differences between that speed and that agility in our podcast. We talked to him last year. Again, it matters. For prospects, I've already told one person I'm talking to, hey, forget the speed, forget the agility. Your technique is going to be the one thing that maybe takes you from tryout to undrafted free agent, or undrafted free agent to draft pick. Because again, every player is unique. Every player is different. Your situation matters. So many opinions, so many different people that have the best intentions for you, but don't maybe understand the nature of the business, the landscape that you're going through, everything that isn't involved in the draft and free agency process, or the portal and college football process. One of the things I strive to do at Right Step Advising is ask questions and help you ask the right questions. Asking questions is the baseline of scouting. Everybody thinks about the evaluation, the film work, but scouting, digging, doing the work is about asking questions. Asking questions has more and more been looked down upon as, hey, well, that just must mean you're not as smart, or hey, why are you asking so many questions? Just trust me on this. Asking questions is going to lead to either more questions or you feeling really good about the answers you're getting. That is what Right Step Advising is all about, asking the questions. Again, I get oftentimes an agent or a player or a school calls like, hey, I just got a 5-minute question for you. I want to talk about something. Again, in very few situations is a 5-minute call going to suffice, because as soon as I get on that call, I'm asking, well, tell me about this. Well, what about this? What about this in their background? Have they considered this? Questions, 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 scenarios that those questions lead to, answers that honestly sometimes lead to more questions. That was the beauty. That is what I loved about scouting, is asking questions and thinking through what these different answers for mean. If this is the answer, then this might be the right solution. If this is the answer, then it may be a completely different direction. But making decisions this type of year is often about having every question that you've asked, not just this last year, 6 months, but since you started your football journey. Answering those questions will lead you to take that next right step and make that next right decision. Answering those questions, that is what Right Step Advising is all about. It's the work, it's the calls, it's the reports, it's the conversation. And when making that right decision, it is oftentimes about the patience that goes along with making that decision. One of the great lessons that I learned in a marketing class is, hey, when you want to get a decision, the decision for you, force it. Make them make that decision. Again, I'm going to flip that in reverse. If somebody is forcing you to make a decision, first ask the question, does this decision have to be made right now? Or can I take 24 hours? Can I take a week? I've been thinking about it for a while. I just need one more day. Have patience and don't get forced into a decision. Have patience, ask more questions, have more conversations. At the end of the day, a decision has to be made. Absolutely. Hopefully, you've done the work through the spring, through the summer, through the fall to make sure you have every stone turned. You have asked every question. You've thought about all these different scenarios. If you have asked your agent, potential agent, advisor, if you've asked them questions and don't have answers, get those questions answered before you make that decision. And hey, you need a different opinion, head over to rsafootball.com, hit me a message. We will hop on. We will get those questions answered. I've been through it on the pro scouting side, the college scouting side. I'm now in year 5 of going through this process on the outside, helping players pick agents, helping players make decisions, hopefully the right decisions on the portal, on schools, on everything about football. That's what I want to do. Yes, I love what I do in the evaluation. I love working with the agents, the players, the schools, the teams, the scouts that I do. Helping people make the right decision is what I love the best, which is why I named my business Right Step Advising, helping you take the next right step. That's what I want to do. And when you do that, when you make the next right step, everything else falls into place. Everything else takes care of itself. Bill Walsh's book, The Score Takes Care of Itself, taught me that. One of the great books out there. If you need one, pick it up. But again, taking the next right step is largely predicated on asking the right questions along the way. Make sure you're asking the right questions as you make the decisions, no matter where in your life you're at. Work, school, family, football, agency, players, everyone in between. Make the next right decision and do that by scouting. And at Right Step Advising and here on Scouting the League, I am going to keep scouting.